Okay, so today's edition of Stewart Talk, we got with us Toledo's own Chris Darrington. Not a stranger to me as far as helping me out with interviews, helped me out with my youth ministry, came on, volunteered, spoke. Just a great guy. And today we're gonna dive in, just talk about his journey, talk about what he got going on right now, because he's still going strong, playing basketball. And we're gonna talk about the city of Toledo. So first question is, despite all the obstacles you face, what keeps you going and what keeps you motivated the way you are?
That's a good question. Despite all the obstacles I face, what keeps me motivated and keeps me going? I just think the love of the game, just being able to compete, just being able to compete and show like I'm better than these guys, and just the work. I think the work is also fun. Just seeing improvements, over a period of time, just knowing that, people always say it's a kind of a cliche that hard work pays off, but just to actually see it, you know what I'm saying, over a year, a 2 year, 6 months, just how much better I've been getting, even as I got older, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of just what keeps me, motivated to keep going. And then obviously my main goal is to just continue climbing up in the leagues that I'm playing in. So eventually I'll make enough money, and God willing, I'll make enough money that I could just kind of support my family and I don't have to work a job. I can just, go play basketball and, be
Yeah.
with the kids and my family. So I think that's the goal, just knowing I invested so much time into it. Like, I'm 26 now. I invested so much time into my to basketball. Like, I done missed out on a lot of things. So I kind of want to, it has repaid me in a lot of ways, relationships, being able to go places and things like that. But I just wanted to be able to, pay my bills, and I can just hoop and go home and be with my kids. That's it. That's all I want to worry about. So I think that's the point that I'm at now, man, is just, getting to that next level, getting to that next level.
One thing I love about you, you post your videos, your workouts, or just that you would just get in the session that you just got done training and you put it in so people can see. And on there, when you post something, you see the time. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning when we just waking up. And it's like, man, I'm about to go to work, and Chris Darrington just put in several hours, so that's good for the kids to see. And a lot of times people talk about their game and talk about what they're doing, but we actually see you putting in the work. I see you working. You was doing the drill. You was with Mike Cavanaugh. Shout out to Mike Cav, good trainer. We trying to get him implemented, man. Yeah. So we see you working on these drills, these moves, and you doing it. And you still do moves by yourself. A lot of times people have trainers and they just in there like robots doing what they're doing. But you working a one-on-one move. And I'm not for sure if it was the All-Star game. It was a game. I seen you working on a move, and the move came in the game, and you went and hit the game winner buzzer. Was that the All-Star game?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So it's seeing like your work you putting in is paying off on that court. So that's dope and everything as well, that people get to see it. So one thing I always loved about you is your love for the city. Where did that come from?
I always loved where I was from. I always been like a loyal dude, whether, it was Coach Key, whether it was, to Scott when I got there. It's like, I'm not leaving Scott. I'm loyal to where I'm at. I'm 2400.
Yeah.
That's the type of dude I really am. You feel me? Loyal to my friends. So I just think that's just who I am as a person. But as you venture out and you go to college and you go to different places, people ask where you from, and being not like, you're not from Chicago, I ain't from, Memphis or somewhere big like
Yeah.
that. So when I tell them I'm from Toledo, I say it like I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be from a place where it was a really easy to go down the wrong road. A few
Yeah.
decisions, y'all probably wouldn't even know me. So just being from a place like that, I feel comfortable. I feel like I can go anywhere in the world and be all right because I'm from the city of Toledo. Toledo has prepared me for every way of life. I done been in the inner city and I done been in Sylvania. You know what I'm saying? So I can adapt to any situation. And being from Toledo, you get both, and especially being from the inner city, I get both sides of that. So I always felt like, yo, I'm from the 419, I'm from Toledo. Like, I can go in a room in a hood room and be all right, and I could go in a business room and be all right. And I feel like that's
Yeah.
all from being from Toledo, because it prepared me, and also Scott, it prepared me for everything in life.
Yeah. So you said loyalty. What does family mean to you? Like, family consists of loyalty, being loyal to your family. Does the family aspect got something to do with it?
I think it does, and I meant to mention this on the first question you asked me. Like, just with basketball, man, it's like, and you know this, man. Like, I can't always be the best son, the best brother, the best, the best cousin. I mean, even the best father, just because like I'm so invested into that, or the best friend. Like, it's a lot of times I ditch my friends. That's they my friends, but we doing different things in life. So I don't
Yeah.
always get to be the best brother, best cousin, best friend. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just so
Yeah.
locked in with the game. You feel me? And it's like, that's just how it is. You feel me? That's just how it. That's just where I
But
was.
your transparency is everything. Because sometimes people don't say that. They don't get to express that aspect. So you being able to be transparent, it allows you to see that. And you also know, like, hey, I'm growing. So when I'm elevating, I might leave some of y'all. It's not bad, it's not for the wrong
Right.
thing, but I'm elevating. One thing when I used to coach with you and used to be coaching, I noticed, like, even games or certain situations, you used to have that leader mentality, and you always had God in you, because you was like, come on, y'all, we got a prayer. You would get everybody together. Did you grow up in church, or what encounter or moment did you have that you knew that God was real, or a moment or experience that you went through that you know, hey, this is real?
Well, I would say from as long as I can remember, I was going to church. A lot of people don't know I was adopted by my auntie, who I call mom. But and I got a relationship with my real mom too, love them both. But I was adopted, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know I was adopted. So um, I just think in that situation, my parents were dealing with some things and they weren't able to give me at the time. So I went to stay with my auntie. And I just seen so many situations of adopted kids who get into the foster care system, and then they get, put with bad parents, or maybe they just don't mix, or,
Yeah.
things happen to them. They get, touched, or, they run away, they start hanging with the wrong group. It's just so many things can happen when you get into that type of process. And when I started to get older and realized, like, it's probably when I got to high school, to just seeing, it's adopted kids, this is what they're going on. Maybe they don't got a lot of money. They're hungry. Just a lot of different ways that can go. And it's not all bad, obviously, it can go both ways, but just having an opportunity to have a family member, take a hold of me with no issue and no problem, I think that changed my life, because I could have, went with my people at the time who wasn't probably ready for me, you know what I'm saying? And I could have messed me up, or I could have went to a different foster spot, and, that I maybe be a completely different person, good or bad, And so I just was always brought up in the church, but I just really, like you said, if that's an experience, I feel like that is a really, really life-changing, altering experience that I just thank God for every day. That, he put that woman in my life, and, my parents were able to, get their self together, and now everything has kind of come full circle now that I'm older. But
Yeah.
I just think you got to believe in something, higher than yourself. Uh, and that's how I always been, you know what I'm saying? It's things that happen, where we were able to get up this morning. My thing is just be grateful for what I got. I got 10 fingers, 10 toes. My kids are 10 fingers, 10 toes. They healthy, they breathing on their own. It's kids that can't walk, it's kids that can't hear, it's kids that can't see.
Yeah.
It's humans that can't see, is grown folks that can't hear, you know what I'm saying? So just the little things you take for granted. Like, and I think like an injury, like I tweaked my ankle the other day. And it's like, you just walk, you get up and walk every day, Pop. You don't even think about your ankle. But like when I tweak, it's like, dang, I really appreciate when my ankle wasn't hurting. Like I felt
Yeah.
I could just walk. I wasn't having no issue, but it's like you don't appreciate it till you don't got it. You know what I'm saying? So just
Right.
making sure that I'm appreciative on a daily basis of the things that I do have, you know what I'm saying? And not so much of the things that I don't have.
Yeah, and God said that He always will reclaim the time. So when you said that, that came in my spirit about you and your parents and them getting themselves together and it all coming around full circle. God is always going to reclaim the time. So you always show great being leader. So you show great leadership skills and you are a disciple. I see you discipling. You offer people to come to church. You still always make a way to go to church. You said, I might not have time for my friends, family, or people that I'm cool with, my cousins, all like that, but you make time for God because you know that's important. Segue into faith. What does faith mean to you? Because it seems like faith is what you holding on to because you're still making way for God. You didn't say, I don't even go to church no more because of basketball. No, faith is because we see it. You
Right.
posting it, you even in the invitations, you being a disciple.
Right, exactly. And I got youth following me, you know what I'm saying? And they always ask me, Chris, how you get to where you get to? And I'm like, yo, it took a lot of hard work, but I wouldn't be anywhere without my faith. I always bring that up too, But I think what faith means to me, you know what it says in the Bible, just have enough faith as a mustard seed, you know what I'm saying? And that's all the faith you need. So I always kept that in my brain, always kept that in my spirit. Like all you need is a little bit of faith. Like you could say, what do you say? You could say to these mountains, be moving. If you got this much faith, you feel me, they gonna move for you. And that's what I always keep in my brain, man. And just having that faith, man, just believing like, yo, like just believing, man, and like just God he just did so much, like I said, just he gets like, just driving on the highway. You out of town, you ain't even in the city. So I'm sure you're on the highway every day. He gets you back from your job, back from the grocery store, back to your crib with your family every day. You know what I'm saying? That's stuff we take for granted. That's stuff we take for granted, man, and we shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? So every morning I just wake up and I just say, thank you, Lord. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for my kids. Thank you for their moms. They do a great job with them. Thank you for my family, my friends, keep watching over us. It's just making sure that I have that constant relationship with him, that one-on-one thing. Like I'm not just talking to God when I go to church on Sunday. I'm making sure we're on a everyday basis. And I kind of explain this to the youth. And I use a female analogy for it. I tell them, I'm like, you just don't talk to.
Hey, Vic, go ahead and say it because I just said this on my last interview. Go ahead.
I tell them I use it in the female aspect, and I use it when I'm talking about my faith, and I use it when I'm talking about basketball. I said, if this is something that you want, just talk to her one time out of the week, maybe 2 times out of the week. You talk to her every single day. So you build that relationship every single day with God. Or if you say you're serious about basketball, and I let them know this can't just be a passive interest. This has to be serious. You don't go to the gym 1 time out of the week, 2 times out of the week, and then say I'm done with it and then expect results. No, you go every single day. So I think when I explain it to them that way, they're like, oh man, because I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, you say you want to, they in high school, so they want to mess with this girl, they want to get to that level. You just ain't gonna talk to her one day and it's gonna get there. No, it takes work. It's a process.
Great analogy.
So that's how I explain it to them, because I know they're gonna get it. And a lot of people probably might call me crazy for it, but I know the youth and I know they understand that. It clicked. It clicked with them.
That's what I even say to even older people. So that's why I'm doing all this, because that's a great analogy that God revealed to me to, show people and explain to them, and it make it easy. And it make it simple and plain.
If you like this girl, you want to go somewhere with her, you're not going to talk to her once a week, twice a week. If you want to get better with your faith, you're not just going to visit him on Sunday. You're going to continue to have that relationship with him Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's going to be constant.
Yeah. Well, what are some obstacles you encounter on this journey of yours with basketball?
Just sometimes getting discouraged, sometimes feeling as I know, like I have teammates that are in the NBA, multiple of them, and I have teammates that are playing overseas making a lot of money. So I look at that, and I think the Bible says comparison is the killer of all joy. So I try to stay away from comparing my situation to their situation, because I don't know what they've been through. I don't know what their God has a plan for them. Their plan may be different from mine. So I try to stay away from comparing. I just try to be happy for my teammates. When I hit them up, I'm happy for you, bro. I'm living through you, bro. Keep doing your thing. I'm never hating or never sad. Do I want to be there? Yes, but I just figure that God is his plan is just different at this time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really been the main thing, just being so close. You feel me, Pop? It's not like I'm just went played in high school and then it was over. I'm literally so close to that point where they at, and just
Yeah.
trying to not, because when I first graduated college, all my teammates were, that were leaving, they were all going to the drive. And it's like, man, I'm here in the UT Rex and I'm working out, and I should be in one of these big cities at the combine, getting ready to get seen by NBA scouts and stuff. And that's when I really had to have that conversation. I really looked online and I'm like, what is, compared, because it's killing me right now. Comparing myself to this guy and this guy and this guy. It before I even looked the verse up, it was killing me, Pop, because it's like, man, why me? Why I'm not there? Why I'm not there? Why this? Why that? And then when I read the verse, it says it's the killer of all joy. And that's true. It was taking everything out of me. Because it's like, man, why I'm not there? We was just at the same school. Why I'm not there, So I finally got over that. You feel me? I finally got over that. And I just like, I need to be happy for these guys. And like I said before, their God plan is different for everybody. I can't compare. I don't know what they've been through in their life. I don't know. They used to, you feel me? I don't know what they done been through. They probably done been through some stuff. And I have nothing. It's not my business. You feel me? So that's why I can't compare my situation to theirs. So once I got over that, I feel like, nothing else really is that much of a bother anymore, because if I'm just focused on me and my journey, I just only can focus on how to make it better. I ain't really got to focus on, I don't have this or I don't have that.
Yeah, that's how it is. Cause like it says in the Bible, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Not literally kill it, but kill your joy and steal your time, your energy, and your emotions. But it's good that you caught it and And the word is a strong tool that helps us to get to us. That's why we need to read the word and stay in our word, because it helps. It feed us. It be able to strengthen us in our weaknesses. So that's a good thing that you caught that and you knew something ain't right with this. And then God gave you the revelation that you needed at that moment in time, because what he has for us, he gonna get us. But like you said in the beginning, you said God's will. A lot of times we want our will to be done, but it ain't in our will. God already know, hey, if you go this way, I'm trying to protect you, but if you go this way, something else gonna happen. Just go this way and go have a different detour, a different road. What is some advice you would give to players that want to follow in your footsteps, how to stay motivated during setbacks and challenges?
I would say that they just need to focus on themselves and listen. I think a lot of times with this day and age, they for whatever reason feel like they know everything or always got something to say back to somebody. I think what helped me, and I always tell them this, what helped me every single time even when I was at King and Coach Key would have somebody come in and speak, I was always one of those kids that listened. I always take advantage of those opportunities because I feel they've been where I'm trying to go, either one, or they've made some mistakes that I don't have to make. They're telling me a mistake that I don't have to do. I don't have to make that mistake. That mistake already's been made and it told me about it. I can skip out on that one. I don't have to go and make that same mistake and hurt myself in the same way. So even when I was at Scott, Coach Fred and Coach Chris used to have people come talk to us all the time. I took those sessions very, like a workout. I took them very, very seriously. And I skipped out on a lot of dumb stuff I maybe would have tried or maybe would have, did because they already told, like, we're not gonna live long enough to make every mistake. Some people gonna make different mistakes than others. So I always took those moments seriously. But I would say that, and just being yourself. Don't get caught up in the crowd. A lot of the youth today want to have a name. And I always explain to them, like, bro, it's other ways to have a name than just getting in the streets and killing somebody, hurting somebody, or you might be getting hurt. There's other ways that you can do it. You can be an athlete. There's other ways that you can get females without doing, being that guy. Like I let them know, I said, bro, listen, bro, I went to Scott. I'm from the inner city. I go hoop at City Park. I can go hoop at Smith Park. I can go hoop at the Pond. I can go hoop at every single park in the city of Toledo. I have no problems with anybody. I said, when you want to live more so like I don't have to watch over my shoulder, anybody coming for me or anything. When do you want to live like that? And the people y'all think are, that y'all trying to follow and you think they got the girls, I've been there and done that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure I got a name for myself, but it all came from hard work. It all came from hard work. It all came from believing in myself and being different. So that's the advice I would give to them. Work on your game all the time, multiple times a day, and then, like I said, you gotta have faith.
Do you feel like the basketball level is going down in Toledo, and what sets Toledo apart from the other basketball communities and cities?
I do actually think that it is going down for whatever reason. I don't think it's more so the coaches. I just think it's some of the lack of work ethic. You know, like I said, they think that they can just work out once or twice a day. Like I had a kid that skipped the whole like summer session and showed up in October. What is that? November, when it was time for tryouts, and it's like, bro, like what is
Yeah,
think you gonna make the team, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, what's going on? So I think that's a big part of our problem. And people get on Facebook and say, "Oh, he don't know how to coach. Oh, he don't know how to do this." But you gotta, as a young, I mean, you say they don't know, but I mean, they in high school, they know they need to work out. They know right from wrong. They done had coaches previous to come into high school. So I
yeah,
think they need to take more responsibility on themselves to go out and lab. And I just gave a speech to some kids in Jones, and I'm like, what are y'all doing at 5 in the morning? What are y'all doing at 6 in the morning? What are y'all doing at 7 in the morning when there's no school? Like, even when it's school, what are y'all doing at 5 and 6 in the morning? Sleep, 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 sleep. Okay, so why you can't get up and go get your workout in? I don't care if you got to run around a block and ball handle. I don't care if you can do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 dips. I don't care if you got to run to the park, go shoot, come home, get in the shower, then go to school. At that point, you already one up on the day. I already got one up on everybody in the day. And then again, at the end of the school day, when we got practice or we got another workout, now I'm two up. And then right before I go
yeah,
to sleep, I work out again. Now I'm three up. So I don't work out 3 times a day when everybody else can work out once. So I'm
yeah.
already ahead of that, but they don't have that mentality right now. So I think that's a big reason. And I think that's, to your next question, I think that is what's separating us from competing, like, when, maybe with a Cleveland, maybe with a Columbus, maybe with an Akron.
Yeah.
Columbus always gonna have us just because there's so many people there and they just bigger, and it's just like that. But like I said,
Yeah.
as far as the Akron or Cleveland or something like that, we not getting that. We're not getting there.
So we have been talking about this. Like I was in some couple coaches circles, some couple coaches groups, and even talking to Tori Blanchard. Shout out to Tori Blanchard. She just opened up the new Toledo League of Champions, and saying her reason for doing it was to have a place for the young girls to play, because sometimes they got leagues for boys, or even if it's some girls, they'll try to mix them co-ed. So just to bring it in and have them to be able to play. But one issue we was talking about, really two issues: people holding their kids accountable, and coaches, like you said, if you ain't good, you not good. You need some work. Well, what can we do to get you on that level? Baby, I think you can be better shooting. Let me try to get you a coach. Let me try to get you into a camp or a skills camp or something. The second thing is, a lot of times they're taking the best players, putting them on AAU teams, so they over there playing. Now, what do you do now with these players that's not playing? They need work. They need different things to do. But then I've been hearing like it's not really a places for them to play, because they're not gonna go to the park. Which, like, when we came up, we was at the parks doing all this and that. They're not doing that. So besides the park, where's places that they could go to get training, have a trainer, or even to work out, or even like leagues in the summer? What do you think we can do? And even if that's possible, if something got to be done in a greater scheme of things for them to have places to play.
I think that needs to be something that's discussed within the city, because that's true. We do need a place where people can go and just, work out, and people can go train and get better and keep, that maybe that prevents some of these younger kids. And I mean, it's even
Yeah,
some other kids, adults that's still out here wilding out. I think that, give them something to do. And I think we need to get some, maybe bring the hoop back. That building, it's
yeah.
not
We
building.
was talking about.
Yeah, bring the hoop back, man. And it's enough money in the city of Toledo to, I feel like, to renovate that and get that back going. And like I
Cause she
said,
said that's a construction base. Do you remember Steve Mix out in
yeah, Steve Hicks, yeah, I
so
remember
that's
Steve Hicks.
that's a volleyball academy now. They don't even got rims and stuff out there. Like, what? Why is they taking that stuff away, and it's affecting the kids in the inner city?
It is. They definitely took it away, and it's sad, bro, because that type of stuff, they see the crime going up, that type of bringing the crime down, just because you're giving these kids something to do. They didn't did so much, they didn't worked out, and now they got games, and now they
Yeah,
tired. Now they don't want to get out here and run the streets because they tired. They're tired. They know they got goals that they want to reach now. So I think we definitely gotta figure something out. Maybe gotta call Jim, man. Gotta call Jim Jackson. Maybe he can figure some stuff out, holler at the mayor. But like you said, it's just nowhere. And I'm glad she's starting that league for the females, because That's
Yeah.
that's a really good look. I feel like just, for giving the females something to do, because we got a lot of nice female hoopers that want to still stay active and, still stay in shape. So I think I think that's good, but you're right. They don't play at the parks no more, man. They don't. It's a different time, man. I
They
understand.
just
We understand.
Yeah, they think that they could just play at practice, but they don't know they need an outsider. And you could tell like the level is a little different because like coming up, you was a freshman playing varsity. Nowadays, it's rare you're gonna get a freshman playing varsity. It's very rare that you're gonna get a sophomore playing varsity. Like you're probably gonna be varsity when you junior or senior, at that age, just because they're not putting in that work. Then another thing I was hearing is parents sometimes have a problem with their kids playing multiple sports, but when you play multiple sports, you're giving them different options to be able to go to the next level, because that's what it's mainly about.
That's what it's
I
all
might can't
about.
go D1. I'm gonna go D2. I might can't go D2, but it's okay to go to JUCO. It's okay to go to community college. It's okay to go D3. Like
So
we have to be realistic. Everybody ain't D1, but we're
everybody
gonna get
not
in school. We're gonna
everybody
get an education. Yeah.
everybody not D1, everybody not a basketball player. Your thing might be football, your thing might be rugby, your thing might be baseball.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is not D1 as a D1 basketball player. So I think, like you said, them playing multiple sports is great. To where they can find what they are good at or what they really like, and then they can just focus. I watched, this was a while ago, and I think this is another issue that's separating us. I was watching Last Chance U, the basketball one. I'm not sure if you watched that. Did you watch that at all? You need to listen. You need to get it. You need to listen on Netflix. Listen, Bob, I got it, because the dude, his name is John Mosley. He a coach. He coaches JUCO out in Cali, and it's tough. Like, it's tough. Like it's got kids that got to travel like an hour on the train just to get to school every day. Then the hour back, and then got to come back for practice, and then got to go back home, and then come back for school. So like it's crazy. It's not a lot of money out there. You living in Cali, it's like 4 or 5 people to a 2-bedroom house. Like it's tough out there. But they coach is a man of faith. He's a deacon. So he's constantly speaking God and life into him. I'm gonna send you some clips too after this. But one of the things he said that really stuck with me was that he said, he said when he was coming up, and I think this is a lot of the youth problem. He said, when I was coming up, I was feeling like I was God's gift to earth, and I was D1, and I was this, and I was that good, and I was that good. And he said, I just had my coach one day tell me, like, John, you're not that good. Like, you're not that good. And he said that really sat him down, and he said it made him look in the mirror and address himself. And he never had a coach. He said he never had a coach tell him that before. He never had a coach be honest like that with him before. And what that did for him was that it put things in perspective. I have an opportunity to go to this school. I'm gonna take it. Or what did end up happening is that he started to work harder. Stopped feeling entitled. Stopped feeling like he was the best thing ever that was made. You know what I'm saying? And that helped him. But I think with coaches telling these kids they're this, they're that's good, and they're that good, like in reality, you're really not that good, and you need to work and you need to become better. But a lot of these times, the coaches are not saying that, and I don't know if it's because they don't want to hurt their feelings, but in aspect, by not telling them that, you are
right.
You are hurting them. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get hurt. If my thing is, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt one way or another. Like I tell them, if you don't do your schoolwork in high school, you cool. You get away with it, no problem. But you're gonna go to JUCO and it's gonna hurt. Them 2 years in the middle of nowhere, eating that type of food, living like that, it's gonna hurt. You cannot work out in the summertime, and then that's cool. You don't gotta work out in the summertime, but then come November, December, when you on the pine and you not playing and you scoring 1 point a game, that's when it hurt. But you got away with it in the summertime, but it's gonna hurt. Eventually, it's gonna hurt. Your coach can lie to you, tell you the best, tell you this too. You don't gotta worry about it. Feelings not hurt. But when you start getting close to graduation, you ain't got no colleges calling, it hurt. So it's gonna hurt regardless. So we doing these kids a disservice by not telling them the truth.
Yeah. And then a lot of times, just coaches living their dreams through the kids, because they didn't play, or they might not have been that good in school, and this is both sports, so it's affecting programs, because now their personal feelings and personal issues is coming on to players, and now coaches is getting fired because people are sneak dissing on the other coaches, and people got something to say when this person is really caring about the school, caring about the players, trying to build the program. But now this parent don't want this parent to be like, it just be so much stuff, man. And the kids is the one that suffer, man. So, that's,
The kids is the
yeah,
one that's suffering, man. The kids the one that's
we got to do better, man.
we haven't, and honestly, it still bothers me to this day, Pop. I already know it still bothers me to this day how Scott did Coach Key.
Yeah,
just having a guy like that who was invested into the community, invested into the kids. I
yeah,
mean, this is, and then to not hire him, just think, all these young, I mean, Chico, Deshaun Nelson,
yeah,
Keaton White, Kiwi, listen, the list goes on and on, all little Jerry Easter for sure. They all would have been coming to Scott, but because of someone's feelings and their personal feelings, not what's best for the school, not what's best for the community, not what's best for the kids, right? Not that was thrown out there, that was put off to the side, which is crazy to me. That was put off to the side. It was how I feel personally about this person, what I don't like personally about this person, which was, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But we can't be making a personal decision for a fucking freaking community. And I'm sorry, but it really makes me hurt. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that. Like, I think we had 5 out of 6 player of the years. In 6 years, we had 5 player of the years. Like, that's crazy.
He had a pipeline. Like, even with multiple teams, because that's how I even got started with coaching, because he had the King, then he had the Robinson Jr. team, then he was at Scott. So that's a pipeline that was coming through.
Coming through. Kids want to come to Scott. Kids want to be at Scott. I don't know where my life would be without Coach Key. I was getting ready to go to Rogers. I would have been probably on JV or freshman. I would have never been playing varsity. My life would be completely different had it not been for Coach Key. I mean, Coach Key just told me, just was talking the other day. He told me, like, we just talking about all the guards that came out of Scott, and it's been already know it's been so many. He's just like, what other guard has, from Scott? He's like, what other guard has went high major from? That's 6'1", 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", like you, like from. He's like, probably you and Dennis are probably at the top of the list, and even Coach Springs didn't go high major. So, just knowing, like, I'm one of the most decorated players from Scott history ever, and I came from Coach Key, and y'all don't hire me.
So they didn't even take into the consideration that he won a city championship.
They didn't take into consideration, man. Tubby Smith wrote him a letter of recommendation. For y'all that don't know, Tubby Smith won the national championship with Memphis Tigers. The University of Memphis, national black head coach, and this was back in the day when it was tough. Tubby Smith been coaching. He was at Kentucky. He was coaching everywhere. Tubby Smith, a real Hall of Fame legend coach, wrote Coach Kia letter recommendation,
and that's another thing too. He had the connections, and he's still in relationship with a lot of those college coaches, former players, NBA stars.
He was handling my recruitment, so every college from low major to high major has Coach Key's number, know Coach Key's name. Even still, coaches reach out to him still about players in the city, or he can call coaches and say, I got this player all because of the relationships I built. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to work. Now Coach Key's connected, and now we can help the inner city of Toledo, or Toledo, period. But just to not hire him and knowing he's connected like that, it was crazy to me.
Yeah. Wasn't Deshaun Nelson on your team in the City Park League?
Yeah.
So that's when, like, because we all knew him growing up and was seeing his game, knowing that, even when he was younger, he wasn't really getting in and playing, but he really got to be able to showcase a different part of his game on y'all team. Because I remember that was a talk around the city. Y'all was running.
That was a fun time. That was a fun time. Yeah. Chris got back out there with us again. That was a fun time, man.
Yeah, man.
That was a fun time. Got a chance to play with Chris again. That was fun. Deshaun was still young, but he was able, like you said, show different parts of his game. And now he had to pull. Just think Deshaun would have been at Scott. like all these other kids would have. It's crazy to think about, man. But I'm happy for Deshaun, man. I think one more year, him getting better this summer and him getting better and having a good year. I think Deshaun go to the league.
Yeah. Well, what was the guy now? I think he was from Bowser. He used to play for Miami of Ohio. Did he graduate?
Delonte Brown, yeah. Yep.
So, one of your former teammates, is his name Alante Gould or something?
Yep.
Yeah. So how did that work out? Because I seen he was like kind of ready for y'all game and matchup, and you told him you was gonna hit 40 on him. What was the outcome for the people that didn't see or know?
I ended up getting 40. I have 40. We ended up winning by. I think we won by. We was up. No, so we won by. We was up 2. We ended up winning by 4. We won by 4.
Okay.
It came all the way down to the wire. He played well. He did play well, but he fouled out. He was doing a lot of fouling.
Cause was he your same grade or he was a little under you?
He was 2 years younger than me. He was 2 years younger. He was 2 years younger than me, but even people from his team, he had called me and be like, people from my team wanted to ask me questions, and they'd just be like, Chris, how do you doing it? And they're like, you got to, because I got to the free throw line like the last couple of games, like 3 games in a row. I got to the free throw line 19 times in a row, 3 games. So like I get to the free throw line a lot, yeah. And they're like, how do you do it? And I'm just like, bro, like, well, everybody want to stop me, so I kind of just use their aggressiveness against them. I know they're gonna want to contest all my shots. So now instead of just shooting, I'm gonna give you a pump fake. You're gonna jump and I'm gonna go shoot 3 free throws. Like little stuff like that where I know.
And that's good. You don't I notice in your game, you don't settle. And you can shoot the ball real effective, but you don't settle. You go to the rack still.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely go to the rack. And like listen, you already know to me, I'm just out here the work has been done months ago. It's about to be coming up on a year that I have from my off season, from June, July, the work has been done. I'm going to these games like, bro, listen, let's just let the work show. And that's what I've been saying all year. I'm just letting my work show. The work been done. Like it's been done. I've been locked in. I've been in like my 3 days out. Like I come in this game, I'm fully confident. That's why I don't worry. It like, bro, you just hooping like it's so easy. I'm like, to me, it is, because I know nobody, not one person on this court worked harder than me. Not one.
Are you gonna do a couple more stints overseas? Or are you gonna go to an NBA invitation? What you got planned in the future?
Right now, my agent is trying to get me in a summer league right now out in Vegas, when they do that summer league. So I'm trying to get in that. That's my main thing. Secondly, I'm trying to G League. That would be my second thing. I had a really good showing in some G League stuff last year. I thought I was gonna get in, but I just was in a situation where I was in the shower like 2 weeks ago, and I was just sitting in the shower, and I'm like, I really bought out, Pop. Like I really felt like I bought out. They like the general managers were telling my agents, we want Chris Darrington that training camp. Like the Warriors told him that. The Charlotte invited me back for a private workout. Like I really thought I had a good showing. I'm just like, man, I seen these guys that was trying out, and like I was killing them. Like I was doing my thing, and I'm not just talking. Like I really was doing it. Because I was honest, if I wasn't, I'd be like, I got to get better. I still got stuff to work on. But, I was really doing my thing. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm just saying, I'm like, God, I don't know what your plan is for me right now, but obviously it wasn't the right time. I felt it was the right time, but you just didn't feel that way. So I'm going to take another stint at it, and I'm going to go back to that this year. But as far as overseas, though, I don't plan on going back overseas after that earthquake. It kind of scared me off, man. So I don't think that I can go back overseas and go through that again. I don't think that's something that I'm envisioning on doing. So, but they got a league coming up called the Super League, and the league that I'm in now, they're making like a Super League where this will be a lot more money, a lot more games, and a bigger venue, so everybody will play in the arena, kind of like a more of an NBA feel. So I think that's gonna be my third option.
What about that one tournament? Is you ever gonna play in that again?
Yeah, the TBT. I'm gonna be back in that this year. I'm not sure what team yet. That I'm.
So is that like if you open, they can give you hey, we want you. Like, how does that work with teams you on? Do you got to play with your team too close to where you live?
When they do the TBT, it's more so like alumni. So usually the university or a sponsor from that university pays for it. So they want, let's just say if it's a Toledo team, they want 8. If it's 12 guys, they want 7, maybe 8 Toledo guys. You feel me? And then the rest we can just go get whoever we want. So that's kind of how it works with. That's kind of how it works.
Yeah, man. This has been awesome, man. I ain't gonna hold too much more of your time. We appreciate it. We're gonna be having you in our prayers, thoughts, for God's will to be done and for you to continue to excel, continue to be a great steward, mentor, and all that, because you got eyes on you watching you, man.
Appreciate it, Pop, man. Good to talk to you again. We done came a long way from them King days. We done came a long way. That boy used to be like, man, I'm like, man, listen, coach.